Hello, my lovely spectators. Didi here. Welcome to my studio. So, today I have something exciting. I know you got your invitation right before. So, let me just say that I have the honor of being asked to collaborate on a new kit. So, as you saw from my little envelope unveiling, right? We are looking at a kit today, and I will be crafting several projects, having several videos for Mandalay cards and more. Enchanted Dreams, her journal kit that she's designed. And basically, it is a lovely kit. I'm going to show it to you. And then we're going to make something quick, right? So inside my description for every single video that is called Enchanted Dreams, you're going to find the links to Mandalay's Cards and More video YouTube channel, as well as her Ko-fi shop, which is where you can purchase the journal kit. And I believe the first 25 when it's released receive it for free, and then after that there is a charge. So you can go check out her Ko-fi and see how lucky you are today. There's also going to be a couple other collaborators besides myself. That's going to be Tammy from Tammy Van Antwerp Art, and I'm going to link her channel as well, and BB from BBS's Closet Creation. So all four of us are going to be working with this kit for the next foreseeable future, giving you videos, and eventually each of us will have a journal for you to check out. So wait for that, coming soon. Well, coming when it comes, because everyone's working on how they're going to put their journal together. So we're going to see the variety that could happen from using one kit, 4 different minds. So subscribe to us all and ring those bells so that way you can make sure that you don't miss anything that has to do with the Enchanted Dreams. So let me actually show you the kit. These 2 items, the paper and the design of this, as well as the design of this, is from the kit. So let me bring the kit over. The kit is 53 pages long. Yeah, I guess you would say that. It's got papers, it's got ephemera, it's got the whole kit and caboodle. So I did print out all of it. Some of it I may print out double, but I'm not quite sure, because depends on where I'm going to take my journal and what I'm going to be putting together. So let's show you the ephemera pieces. So we've got a huge selection of items. I'm loving how they printed on this particular paper. I got this paper. Let me show you what it is in case you're looking and you're saying that looks fabulous. This is the Epson presentation paper matte, and it is for inkjets, and it is for Epson. Not sponsored, not affiliated, but I recently was reminded of this paper, and so I decided to use it for this particular kit. So you can find it pretty much anywhere. I will put a link down below through Amazon. I am an associate, so you know how that works out, but it's up to you. No pressure. Let's see here. So let's just go through each page. We have every type of ephemera that you could possibly think about, in consideration that this, if you haven't noticed yet, this is in reference to the Beauty and the Beast theme. So fairy tale, magic, things of nature, multiple sizes of things, letters, envelopes, keys, hearts, postage, the whole 9. So you'll notice that on some of the pieces, there is that little bit of outline that she designed in there for when you're fussy cutting, or when you are using, I guess, machines that can scan and actually cut these out for you. So there's one. So we have additional words, plenty of words, all the different beautiful tones of reds and blues and golds here, and even more right here. Now, I think this was an error on my printer. I think it didn't grab the paper. I'm not sure when this page was put into the machine. It might have been the first one. It didn't quite pick it up, but this is my error of printing. Okay, so we have more, and you'll see that things are in different sizes and different shapes to add a lot of variety. Then you have these items where you have a letter, you have this parcel, you have a little sign that has Belle and Beast Forever, Once Upon a Time, and you have all of this. And then I believe, yes, here it is. There's also one that is blank, so you don't have to have that. You can personalize it however you would like to. So you have that. You got wax seals, keys, more letters, Once Upon a Time, some little wording right there, and the wax seals, the flower, the leaves, the petals. So you've got everything here that really brings to mind the Beauty and the Beast, the books for her reading, the tea, her sitting and you know, having her time with the creatures of the house, right? So we've got plenty of ephemera to work with. The paper, this paper feels slightly thicker than like regular copy paper. I printed it on this because I was, you know, figuring I'm going to be adhering it to a lot of different things, so I don't need it to be on cardstock just yet. So we're going to see that there will be other things that maybe do merit being on cardstock, but again, that's your choice when you decide to start working on things. See, like I said, you have all the elements that you would see in the theme of Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so that's the ephemera. She's built in some pockets. So we have 8 pockets that are available. So you got 4 like with the motifs that we see throughout, right? The blues, the golds, Belle, the flower, the castle. So you have pockets already built in for you. You have an envelope that is available for you to cut out and utilize. You have these cards, which you can use them however you see fit. Okay, so we got these cards here. So again, you're seeing the same tones over and over again. These appear to be like tags or dangles or something of that nature. There are holes that are already pre-designed in there, but you have this set in blues. With everyone, you have some of the cards. These are not the exact same cards, these are different, but they also have the holes pre-cut or pre-positioned. And these two as well, I believe do these also have little holes in them? I don't see them now. So okay, so but this one, the cloche does, because naturally a cloche does. So we have this. Okay, you've got some other cards here, some little journal cards that you can take a look at. And you have these other ones that are shaped as a stamp. So some repetition of items, but varying of sizes. So it gives you variety to really get, you know, your juices flowing. We've got some tabs and some wax seals. Tabs and wax seals. You've got some of these, which can be either bookmarks or belly bands. That's up to you. Or find another interesting way in which to use them. Okay. You've got some corner pieces. Book corner pieces to help decorate and embellish. And just to show you where I put those, are they here? No. I printed an extra one of these. So I was just testing some stuff. I printed them 4 to a page so I can get them really small. All right, so you're going to see that. Also these guys, to get them small. I printed these 2 to a page so I can get smaller envelopes. So, you know, there is a lot that you could do with the kit, and also manipulating of the sizes. So here we come to the papers. Nothing is backed yet, so they're all backed on the paper. It's all white on the back. So I will be mixing and matching later once I decide what goes with what and what I feel I'm going to be utilizing. So she's got some plain papers that are free and open for journaling. So we've got this one with some little ornate design around the edges, and then we have this one. So what I will point out, as she pointed out, is that you see how this paper appears to be. This one is the same paper with an overlay of a book, so that if you're doing a journal that's going to be perfect for the center, you can fold right there. It is good to go. So every one of her full pages, for the most part, is covered with an overlay. So this is the original. This is the one with the overlay. Okay, this is the original. And let's see. They just came out the printer, guys, so I just was like, let me grab them and go. Does this one have the overlay? I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in here. Maybe not. Let's hold off on that one. This is the overlay of the original, which is this one. So you have a full nice blue, right? It almost feels like it has a velvety texture. And then the overlay one. So you choose the one that you want. And then this one is, again, there's another one, right? A full page. Okay, this is sliding all over the place. I'm not doing a good job presenting. This is the full page. Again, I don't know if it's the paper. I don't know if it's the color of the tone that she used and the gold. But I just want to rub it because it's so pretty. And then this is the overlay one. So you have the book set up. You also have this one, which again has that opening over here, and then you have the one with the overlay. So okay, now we're going into the story pages. So you're going to see that they are set up just like this, all of them. So they are in book format. So you're going to see the moment the prince is revealed to be not a beast. Okay, you have the castle, you have the exterior, the fountain, right? Beautiful, the tones, the purple that comes out in this too from the blues. You know what, I'm gonna need to put this over there because it's bothering me. It's gonna make me be off track. And then you have the bell interpretation, and you have the desk where she writes to her people, dad, whatever. You have a version of the beast, right? Stoic, not too scary, looking very dapper. She's staring off. You have the other members and households. You got the chandelier. You get the opulence, the beauty. You have your Chip, and you have Miss Potts, right? Her version of those characters. You've got the clock. I forgot his name too. You've got a lovely dinner setting, right? And then you have the Belle's bedroom. You have Lumiere that's there. You have the feast. You have his den. So it's got a lot of variety. You've got this beautiful Belle picture. You've got the staircase, right? You have the beast himself, the rose that's losing its petals, if you know the story. I mean, who doesn't? You have the picture, the mirror. Remember, in the story, he can see her. His life is ticking away here. Okay, and then you have a few more pages. So let's see here. Yeah, so you have a sheet like this, which doesn't have the thing in the middle right now, right? But this is, the one that I had used, but I had dulled mine out so that you could see the writing and the invitation to join us on this journey. But this is how it actually looks. The vibrancy of those roses. I mean, they have the feel. They feel like velvet, like soft petals. Anyway, let me stop. I'm like blubbering all over this, right? But this is how good it is. Here's another full page, and then the overlay with that one. You have a beautiful scene of the ballroom with the moonlight cascading in, and then again with the overlay, right? And then you have this. Oh, here it goes. So this was the original first one we started with, and here it is with the overlay. So there is so much to play with here, and so much to decide about on terms of making projects with this. So you know what? We're going to put together, let's see, where's that envelope? Yeah. Envelope. The big one, the big envelope. I thought I had two of them. I want to cut that out, and let's put that together. And then, because what's going to happen is that when I go to fussy cut all of this stuff, I'm going to need some place to hold it, and also some place to put the bits and pieces. Once the journal is complete, I'm going to be able to put all the bits and pieces, into this envelope and put it into one of the pockets or such like that. That way, whoever winds up getting this journal, whether it be a gift or I put it on my Etsy, is going to be able to have all the little extras to really make the situation their own. So we're just gonna quickly, I know I'm using the biggest scissors probably you've ever seen of someone trying to cut around a thing around an element. I mean, imagine, you know, I do sometimes try to fussy cut with these guys. So this is not the first time I'm using these in a cutting situation. And let me tell you, it's casting such a big shadow onto the picture, but the lines are clean and crisp here, so I'm actually able to kind of stay nice in place. So we're gonna do this one, we're gonna put her together, see how it falls together, see the design, and then you'll have to come back to see how I put all these bits and pieces together, clusters that I make in you know, all the little goodies, and then also construction of the journal. Yes, I'm gonna make a journal. For this, I haven't decided what style yet. I mean, I could just go classic, and I will be incorporating other pieces of regular papers, you know, maybe some coffee dye papers. I haven't decided yet, but we shall see. We shall see, and that will be my final video. I don't know how many videos I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be bringing this back for a few weeks, at least once a week a video, until the journal is complete. Okay, so lovely that we have these lines. They're not in your face, they're not overly done. We're just going to follow those lines and we're going to crease those right here. Okay, so let me see, did I do a good job? I think I did. Well, I'm a little off there, so we can just, you know, not gonna try to refold it. We're just gonna make it, clean it up a little, clean it up a little bit. It's not a big, you know, big deal. Clean it up, and then we're going to fold this in. So I'm gonna fold it with this folded over, so that way I know that I'm not gonna be encumbering when it does this. No, it's not gonna be glued like that, but it's just gonna be so I know that I'm getting to the right location, right? So now I can look at it again. Looks good, right? Well, this one looks a little bit off. Let me tweak it a little bit. I know I didn't want to do it over there, but I do, because I do see the faint fold lines on the front. Let's look at that again. Okay, right? And now we're going to fold on that fold line there. Okay, and we're going to do that. This would be the time where if you are going to ink, you would ink the things that you wanted to ink. Okay, I'm going to open it again, and now we're going to put it the way that it should be, which I believe is this way, right? Okay, so I'm really enforcing that with my nail. And then we have this. We've got this. So I have a little bit off. That's me with my cutting with the gigantic scissors. And this little piece right here. So inking would help to do that. So all we need to do is to take our glue. Okay, so I'm seeing that from here. I'm going to glue down this way and then up here to that spot as well. My mat needs to be clean because it's sticky. And up to here, right, so that we don't have a flip-floppy situation. Here we go. Okay, and we are done with that. So now what I probably would do, I'm not going to do it today, but in future videos I am going to be making a few of these. I do want to make a couple. Another large one, and I printed two to a page so I can make two small ones. I'm going to be embellishing on the side and using them into pockets to add more, like I said, ephemera. I don't want to overdo it and stuff it so it looks awkward. It'll still look flat, but it'll have nice goodies inside. You take one of the what is it, the where are they, I think they're here. Hold up, wait a minute. The ephemera dots? No, not the ephemera dots. Guys, I'm making up my own words. Wax melts. I'm sure that our lovely Dahlia is regretting asking me to participate. Only kidding. Cut one of these out, and then I could place it right there, and I could make it stay like this, but I would use like a Velcro dot on the back of it. So let's say we take, let's just do it. Let's see. Let's just add a little pink to this one. So let's grab this guy over here. Okay. I'm gonna push the rest over here. I gotta get a folder to hold all of my bits. Yes, I'm gonna fussy cut with this big old scissor. I know it's crazy, but if you know the key to fussy cutting, I think you can cut with pretty much anything. The only thing is, like, I need to tilt it this way so I don't have the shadow. You really don't move your scissor, you move the paper. When I first started, I was hacking at things, and somebody had to teach me and show me the way. But to fussy cut properly, you really need to control the paper, and then you slowly go down. Anyway, enough said. You guys are all pros. I know you guys are pros. So here we go. We're gonna have our little guy right here. I'm gonna put a little bit up on the top because we're gonna have it overhang. Oops. I might need to add another piece of something a little more stiff rather. Hard, stiff. Either one of those, it could be a problem. My videos are not for children. So let me tell you why, because I want to include a Velcro dot on here. So I'm going to take my little case over here with my Velcro dots, and I don't need a gigantic one, so I'm just going to grab one little pairing right there. And then, because this is a little bit thinner, and that's on me because that's the way that I printed it, you know, if you're going to do a Velcro dot, you should probably print it with something a little more sturdy. But you know what? If you ever come across that situation, guess what? You know you have a stash of stuff, right? You know you got a little stash of little goodies, which is what I'm going for right now. And I have my little Ziploc bag full of circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab a circle and something that has a white back that won't pop through too much onto the other side. Let's see here. There we go. Something along these lines. See how that looks? Perfect, right? It's not going to bleed through. It's just some generic piece that I had. I'm going to put it nice to the edges to give that Velcro dot and opening and closing some stability. So there we go. I'm going to go back here. Perfect. These wax melts are about 1.5 inches because this is 1.5 inch circle. So they're about 1.5 inches wide. Okay. So there we go. So now I have a nice little sturdy, you know, if you ever wind up using the wrong kind of material, but you just need to, you don't have to print it all again. Okay. So just closing it, guys. Let's grab our little Velcro dots. I like to make sure that they are positioned correctly, so I'll take them apart. I'll make sure that it is nice and smooth. And then what I generally do is I think about what my hand might brush against. So my hand might brush against this as I'm going in here. So I put the fuzzy side where my hand might touch. So over here, the fuzzy side is on this side. So I'm going to put it here. Now, the other thing that I tend to do, just so that you know, is that you may feel like you want to put the Velcro dot like right over there, like right at the edge. But in reality, a little bit back is going to help, because you want to have a little bit more of the paper to grip when you reach that Velcro dot to help you with the moving of the paper. Sometimes you put it too close to the edge, the Velcro dot will wind up ripping away from the paper. It's just something that I've experienced and what I've learned through, you know, experience, trial and error, you know, taking something, putting it together beautifully and putting this little Velcro dot too close to the edge. So look, lovely, lovely, right? I'll put something else different here so that we can have some more decoration. But then when you go to open it, you have a good handle of the paper, that's stiff paper, and it opens up nice. If you stick it in, your hand happens to brush against this, you're not gonna get all scratchy, and you have a great amount of space. So there we go, guys, my first project for the collaboration. So I hope you come back. Watch out for those announcements of when these videos are dropping. I think whenever we start, I'm gonna be, it is April, so I think I'm gonna be doing it on Sundays, because I am doing the also the hashtag ABC April 2025 2026. So but for this collaboration, I'm gonna be putting these videos on Sundays, so you will be able to check me out moving forward on Sundays looking for these videos. And so for April, there's at least 4 Sundays, so you know, please please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'm just like so excited. I'm like so all over the place. My video, I seem like I'm like a newbie, because you know what, like I say, Dahlia from Mandali Cards and More reached out to me. I was like, what, me? Oh, so honored. And so this is going to be great. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will join us in this event. Ciao, ciao. Bye.